Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to be talking about what should Misfits boxing be doing. Now, last year I did what title fights you'd want to see, but I'm not going to lie, in my opinion, I think 2025 was disappointing. As a Misfits fan, it was disappointing. It just no. I think we had 4 or 5 events for the whole year, and I know you're going, oh, it's influence boxing, it's kind of dying. It is, in my opinion, dying down. But it does seem like Misfits wants to be more than just an influence boxing scene. They want to be a fighting organization, and if you're gonna do that, you need to put out events. They got an MMA, they got a pro scene, and they got a boxing. Put one a month. You need one event a month. This is what I think they should be doing. That's what I'm gonna go through in today's video. I'm gonna start with the MMA. They already have a champ. Dylan Dennis is a Misfits MMA champion. That's the only thing they have on their side. I'm literally looking at their side right now. It only says Dylan Dennis, current champion. It's not even a weight class, nothing. That's all they have on the website. I've said it before and I said it again. Their website is absolute garbage. I don't know who's in charge of this. Fuck me. You got to do a little bit fucking better of a job. It's absolute garbage, and I'm not gonna completely rattle the guy because I think he's kind of also working with what they're giving him, and I don't think they're giving him much. So it's a bit of both. But the website is terrible. Like I said, don't want to completely go on the person that made it, but Misfits is also to blame because I don't think they have a vision. They need to get a vision. So now if you're going to go with a Misfits MMA, I think what they should be doing, there's so much MMA gyms and stuff like that in the UK. They can sign some young talent. What they can do is they can start 3 or 4 divisions this year. There's no ways they can't sign 30 fighters for MMA. Build one division. Figure out what weight Dylan Dennis wants to fight in. He is a champ already. You already have a champ. Build that division as your main division for MMA around Dylan Dennis. Sign some prospects. Sign some guys who have some fights who just don't really know where to go. Some fucking, I don't know, what do they call them? Roadmen, travel guys. Sign some of these guys. They are going to be guys that are going to be willing to fight on the regular. You can find people to fight. Build 3 or 4 divisions in their MMA. Build some champs. Build some contenders. The best thing that Misfits can do while building is they can have these other big organizations like the UFC, PFL, Bellator. I think Bellator's gone. But like these other big organizations, if they're looking at Misfits as a small MMA dog, but damn, they got some crazy fucking prospects. These guys are doing well over there. Let's test him out over there. It's a good look for Misfits to have good MMA fighters. But you got to build your division. Sign some people up and start working with it. Have an actual Misfits pay-per-view for MMA like every month. Build 4 divisions, 3 or 4 divisions this year. Start with the one that you have a champion, Dylan Dennis. Build a division around him. I think it's a very easy thing that they can do. It's a thing that they can genuinely create. They've got backing with KSI and all their other investors. It's something they can generally do. I don't know what their plan is. They've not really talked much about it. We've had one MMA fight in a boxing ring. I think they could do so much better with it. They could even design their own kind of version of the octagon, and it would fucking work because it's Misfits. Anyway, moving on from the MMA section because there's not really much you can go on because they don't have anything out. They haven't said much on it. Mams kind of just keeps saying, you'll be surprised what we have in store. We've got some big things coming up. You guys are going to see. I don't know why I made it sound Australian, but that's just kind of what Mams always says, and I'm always like, I'm still not really seeing the vision yet. I don't know what's going on here. I kind of just see these random events being put on with like random fights. I don't see a vision. Anyway, let's move on to the Misfits pro boxing scene. Now they've already got, I think, okay, I'm looking over here. I thought they had more than one champion. They've got one champion, Ty Mitchell. Again, you can do a similar thing. This is now again. I'm going into like Dana White territory. He's got Zuffa boxing that's coming up, and he's gonna kind of run Zuffa boxing, if I correct, a similar way to the UFC, where it's one belt. You fight for the belt. You're the champ. Misfits should do the same thing in the pro division. Have that there. These guys don't have to be locked down though. Don't like Misfits doesn't have to lock down. If for example they just signed Vidal Riley, they don't have to be like, oh, you can only fight here for Misfits belts. No, let them fight on other organizations and build up these guys that you have signed for, like, let them go get world titles, like the world titles, but have them fight on Misfits too occasionally, because they've signed someone like Vidal Riley. They've got other good. I think they've got fucking what's his name, Cashman. Cashman Anderson. Fucking, he's good. There's other guys that you can sign that can fight in the pro division, and you can build it. Same like I said with the MMA. Get some divisions, build some divisions. Maybe do heavyweight, light heavyweight, cruiserweight. Build those divisions up. Get some divisions. There's a lot you do. Fighting, you can find talent everywhere. They might not be the best fighters in the world, but you can definitely build a roster with them. That's what they need to do. They need to build rosters to have people fighting on them. It's very similar to what I said with the MMA. Kind of just build your roster. You have some fucking amazing fighters. Like the big dogs that you have, like the Vidal Riley now, I believe he's the biggest they've signed. That guy you kind of let go fight for some WCBC titles and shit like that. And some other titles. Like you let them go, but you as a promoter, when he steps out of the organization to fight somewhere else or to fight for another bout, you go there and you promote the shit out of him, like a Vidal Riley. That is the guy that you push. You try and get him these bigger fights out, whether it's in Misfits or outside Misfits. Have these fights, but also on the side, like for example, like what I'm saying now, if you can't get Vidal Riley a title shot, like for another bout on a Misfits Pro card, then you do it somewhere else or something like that. But if you can get like Vidal Riley versus this guy defending his WBC belts, whatever, it's a belt that's outside the organization. Have a division of just pro fights that are people that are fighting in your pro division only. It builds up your whole organization, your whole pro boxing division. And when you get a guy that you think is really good, you get behind him. You push him to go get other fights. Again, like, they don't have to lock these guys down. These guys can go also fight for other belts, but have some incentive. Like, you come here, you're gonna make some money, you're gonna do well. Let's move on to the influencer side, I would say, of the Misfits boxing. I don't know what they're going to do here, because it kind of seems like influence boxing is dying a little bit. There's still a little bit of a spark. Like, I'm looking at some of these rankings over here. Some of these guys have not even fought once, and they're in your rankings. I think what they need to do is they need to look at who they sign contracts with and kind of just get like a top 10, just be like, hey, are you, for example, still have your classic fights, your influencer boxing fights, right? There's going to be influencers that don't want titles, or they don't want to box long time. That's fun. Keep those guys. We need those guys for influence boxing to still be fun. But you get the guys like Jarvis and Slim. These guys, they want to box to have belts and stuff like that. Ben Williams, those type of guys. Dean the Great, Fox the G, Joey Knight. These guys, they want to fight for a Misfits belt. For example, if you look at the lightweight division in Misfits boxing, the influence boxing, that's a great division. I'm looking at there's no rankings here, but All these guys, Small Spartan J, Puli Arif, Ace Musa, Walid Sharks, Argentinian King, Joey Knight, Yadi Gang, Little Craig Great, Dean the Great, and then your champ, Fox the G. These guys are good. That's a whole division. You have a beautiful division. Have these matchups. Have these matchups. Build a top 10 under these guys. These guys all would love to hold that Misfits belt, and they would fight in the division. All the other divisions are weak as hell because you don't have solid guys in those divisions, and you can't say, "Oh, but there's just no one there." Though there are people that want to box properly, and they would fight for, like, for example, Darren Till. I don't know if Darren wants to actually be an influencer boxing champion or if he just wants to fight. I think Darren is more on the I just kind of want to fight. But you chase them all, your heavyweight, build that. You've got Temper Arts, you can do that one again. You got Arlowski, the former UFC fighter. You could use him. There's a lot of like fun fights you can do if you want them to fight for titles. For example, if you sign if an influencer comes to you and he goes, "I want to box properly," let him try and get on the rankings. Like, do a fight for him to try to get into the rankings, like a top 10, make him fight number 10 or number 9. And then you can have the guys like Deji. Deji's not going to fight for a fucking title. He doesn't want the title. If he ever comes back, it's just going to be for fun. KSI, not going to fight for a title. He just wants a big fight if he ever comes back to fight. You know, these are the type of the guys. I did see recently they lost Gibb. I don't know what happened with Gibb, but he walked away. He essentially came in, fucked their champion up, and then walked out the back door. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what the fuck is going there, but they've got an interim champion, which is now Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson versus Soul Puppy, maybe? That's a fun fight. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do with Misfits at the moment. I would use 2026 to build and to strengthen your rankings and the structure, because I kind of feel like it's all over the place. They're kind of just doing random shit. If you have a good foundation, you build on that foundation, a good structure, then you can kind of, as the years go on, build Misfits. Make Misfits boxing, or Misfits, the brand, a fight brand. Like, a thing that in a few years, it's an organization that people know about. They go, "Oh, it's Misfits." That's a company that is known for their fighters. Yes, do they do some funny influencer fights every now and then? Yeah, who cares? They also do MMA, but MMA, they've also got some really good pro fighters. Fucking Badal Riley fights for them. Fucking Cash Van Anderson fights for them. You know, like, do some stuff like that, like, and build the brand up. I just feel like now it's just random. It's just so random. And like I said, I felt like 2025 was a terrible year for Misfits. But yeah, that's me done ramping about Misfits boxing and MMA and whatever the hell the old Misfits thing is. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm just waffling and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, or if I've got it all wrong and there was a plan here and I just did not hear anything or see anything about it, and they have been running the show perfectly and I'm just too stupid. But let me know in the comments down below and I will see what you guys say, and yeah, let me know what you think. What do you think Misfits should become? Or any ideas you have. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.